Welcome back to the channel, fellow adventurers. If you're new here, we do EDC gear and knife review videos. If you like that kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's ask a question. What does a stiletto and a primate have in common? Well, let's talk about that. So in front of us, we have tools, EDC tools that were sent to us by Kansept. Thank you, Kansept, for sending those. And they wanted me to take a look at these and kind of tell you about them. So we're going to start with what's in the barrels here, and that is the stiletto. So we'll move the primates out of the way, and we will unbox these. To speed things up, I already took them out before, so we wouldn't have to unbag them, because they do come wrapped in bags with, but I think we make it quicker by taking these out and then showing you what we have. First thing, they give you these chains. These are neck chains, and what I really like about these is they're not the cheap ball chains that you get with a lot of EDC tools and neck knives. These are nice. They look good. I don't know if I would use them for this tool, but you may. We can put that out of the way, and we'll put this one out of the way. Now what do we have? We've got these two beautiful tools, and let me show you, starting with the blue one. Take a look at that. Let's see if we can focus in on the holes there. If you look in the holes, there's something hidden in there. And this is titanium, just so you know, very light. You can put this on a keychain, or you can use it with the neck chain to carry this. So what is this exactly? Well, this is a compact tool that is precision milled. Everything about this is rock solid, and it's an ice pick. But tell me more. I will. So this was designed by Marco Panella, I should say, Marco Panella, in Italy, and this is based on a old Italian, not so much a weapon, but a weapon of mercy, and I'll explain that in a second. And that is called the Misericordia. The Misericordia. So let me show you what this exactly is, and then we'll explain what the Misericordia is. So this unscrews here. We've got this spanner wrench, and that goes in here, and that will unscrew the tool itself, which is the stiletto. So if you look at this, you've got some beautiful work on this. You've got a beautiful point here that's three-sided, basically, and you've got this flat surface here, highly polished, and then when you come here, you've got that beautiful milling on the point. Let's see if you can see that. If we could focus in on that. So what does this do? This screws right into here on the handle. So just screws in like that, and then this screws back on top. So with the blue one down, now we'll take the purple one out. And again, you've got the spanner wrench on top that screws right into there. And then this quickly unscrews. You pull that off of there, and you screw that into here. And the reason why you screw it into here and not up here is, one, you've got this beautiful frag pattern grip, which really makes it nice to hold. And I think the threading is slightly different. So if you were to screw this into the top, it'll actually sink in too far in here. So now you ask, what are these for? Well, they're ice picks, but they have other uses too. Think about if you're doing any type of working with wood. You can make pierces in there. You can actually engrave with it. If you're doing leather work, you can pierce again. If you're doing stitching, where you can make your holes and then stitch your laces through. So there's that kind of use for it. it can be used as a weapon. So this is a tool based on a weapon. So again, what was the misericordia? Well, in ancient times, if a soldier was struck down on the battlefield, they would actually use this to put him out of his misery. If there was no chance of him recovering, what they would actually take this and actually pierce the heart with it, which would kill somebody basically instantly, putting them out of their misery. That's not what this is for. In modern times, this is just a beautiful, well-engineered tool. So it's a tool that was inspired by a weapon, but really feels good in the hand. And like I said, you can use this and make all kinds of precision engravings. You know, it just has a bunch of uses. And this is not a quick draw weapon of any sort. So like you saw before, you know, this will screw back down into here. And you can mostly get it in just by fingers. And if you really want to tighten it down so it doesn't rattle, you just use the spanner wrench on top, lock that in place, and you're good to go there. We'll show you again on this one. And I really love the colors they sent, the blue and the purple. Two of my favorite colors, actually. And you can take that, and while you're doing that, bammo. You adjust you line up the spanner, lock that down. So let's go over what the materials are. The materials, these are titanium. The bodies and the spanner are titanium. The stiletto tip itself is a 5CR13 satin blade. And this is just a really interesting tool. So let's take those off the table, and now we'll bring out the primates. Move that one, move that one. So this is the primate. So let's get these unboxed and see what we have here. So when you open this up, and by the way, I love the way they made the box to follow the lines of this multi-tool. So let's get this out of here. And what we have, first of all, we have the purple that matches with the stiletto. Let's see what color they sent here. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, that's a darker blue. That's more like an indigo color. And then that's the purple. Perfect matches to what we had. So what are these? Obviously, you can tell these are pry bars. Pry bar multi-tools. And these were designed by a gentleman named Sebastian Irawan. What he wanted was a pry bar tool, multi-tool that's rock solid. And this is rock solid. So let's go over some of the features. One, I love the fact that this kind of has a karambit feel to it. You can work with it, spin it, fidget with it. It's really kind of cool in that respect. You know, I kind of dig that. You have, starting here, you have a window breaker. You have a pocket clip. You've got 3 size wrenches here. You've got a M4, M8, and M10. So they're metric. You have those there. You have your bottle opener here. You've got your pry bar here, your nail puller, and a wire stripper. So very useful. But here's a couple of things you can do with it as well. Again, window breaker. You can smash that window. You can use it to adjust an attitude or two if you needed to. And you can pierce if you had to. It's not sharpened, but that'll pierce. So it has multi-uses. Just a really nice tool. Now this is titanium. It weighs nothing, but this is solid as hell. I can tell you that. And look how beautiful that engineering is on that. Just a beautiful, beautiful tool. I mean, the milling, it's just about a perfect tool as you could get. Has the Kansept logo right there. Done very small, which is nice. And again, you could fidget with this thing. Just a lot of fun. So I find that every time I put it on or do this, I just spin it around and I play with it like it's a karambit without having to cut myself like I would on a karambit. But just a lot of fun and a great tool. I find it's useful. That pocket clip is really nice. You can put it right down in the pocket. It's not going to be a deep carry. That is going to be sticking out, but that's good because if you need to deploy it right away, you can pull it out of the pocket very quickly just by the finger ring there. You know, put it right in, boom, have it out in your position when you need it. And again, ready to pry, ready to pull nails. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. You can make a yin and yang if you have two of them, which is really kind of cool. But just a great, well thought out tool from Kansept. So Kansept stepping up their game with EDC tools that go beyond just knives. We all know Kansept makes some of the best knives out there, but now we've got these multi-tools to go with it, and they're just fantastic, and I highly recommend them. So I will put a link in the description to where you can get these. And again, I want to thank Kansept for sending them over. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, folks, if you like this kind of content, again, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And as I always say, until we meet again, keep your blades sharp.